2 weeks ago, an AI system did something nobody programmed it to do. It was analyzing data from ATLAS, just routine stuff, looking at patterns in the object's movements and transmissions like it had been doing for months. Then suddenly, at 3:42 in the morning, it stopped everything it was working on and sent an alert to its human operators. The alert had one word in the subject line: warning. Not pattern detected. Not anomaly found. The AI used the word warning in all caps, which it had never done before in its entire operation history. And when the researchers opened the alert to see what the AI had found, they saw something that made them call an emergency meeting at 4 a.m. The AI had found a message hidden in ATLAS's transmissions, a message that had been there the entire time, invisible to human analysis, waiting for someone or something smart enough to notice it. Hit that subscribe button right now, because what this AI discovered buried in months of ATLAS data is a direct warning to humanity. And the reason nobody found it until now is because it was deliberately hidden in a way that only artificial intelligence could decode. The message isn't in any human language. It's not even encoded like human communication. It's mathematical, pure logic and patterns that our brains couldn't recognize as a message because we weren't looking at the data the right way. But an AI designed to find patterns humans miss saw it immediately once it looked from the right angle. And what it found changes everything about why ATLAS is here. Let me tell you about this AI first, because understanding what it can do makes what it found even more significant. This system was built specifically to analyze space data. It's been trained on literally everything we know about astronomy, physics, mathematics, and communication. Every signal ever detected from space, every pattern we've identified, every code and cipher ever created. The idea was simple: teach an AI to recognize patterns that might indicate intelligent communication, even if that communication doesn't look like anything we'd expect. Because if aliens exist and they communicate, they probably don't do it the way humans do. For months, this AI had been looking at Atlas's signals and saying basically, I see patterns, but can't confirm they mean anything specific. That's I speak for, there's structure, but I don't have enough context to interpret it. Then 2 weeks ago, something changed. One of the researchers adjusted how the AI was processing the data. Instead of analyzing each transmission individually, they told it to look at all the transmissions together as one long continuous message. Like reading a book, instead of looking at individual words scattered randomly. That's when the AI found it. The hidden message that had been spread across weeks of transmissions, each piece meaningless alone, but together forming something unmistakable. A warning. Here's what the AI found. And I'm going to explain this as simply as possible because it's actually not that complicated once you understand what you're looking at. Atlas has been broadcasting signals with slight variations, tiny differences in timing, frequency, intensity. To human observers, these looked like normal fluctuations. Space signals vary. Equipment has noise. Nobody thought the variations meant anything. But the AI noticed that those variations weren't random. They formed patterns. And when you arrange those patterns in sequence across all the transmissions, they create mathematical structures that represent concepts. Think of it like Morse code. But instead of dots and dashes representing letters, you have mathematical variations representing ideas. The AI recognized that this was a language, just not one humans would naturally identify because our brains don't think this way. The first concept the AI decoded was something it translated as attention/danger/priority. Basically, this message is important. Pay attention, there is danger. The second concept was time-limited approaching. Translation: you don't have much time left. The third was more complex, and this is where it gets really disturbing. The AI identified a concept cluster that roughly translates to star/death/expansion/danger/no stopping. A star is dying somewhere, and that death is expanding, and it's dangerous, and it can't be stopped. The researchers thought maybe they were misinterpreting. AI translation isn't perfect. Maybe it was finding patterns that weren't really there, seeing messages in random noise because that's what it was programmed to look for. So they ran verification. Multiple independent AI systems were given the same data without being told what to look for. Just analyze this and tell us if you find structured information. Every single AI found the same message, same concepts, same warning. Different translation wordings, but identical meaning. One AI translated it as dangerous stellar event propagating, time critical, cannot be prevented. Another said star destruction spreading, urgent time frame, unstoppable. A third, catastrophic stellar collapse expanding, immediate danger, no prevention possible. Different words, but the core message consistent across every analysis. There's a stellar catastrophe, something happening to a star, and it's spreading, and we're running out of time to deal with it. But deal with it how? What are we supposed to do about a dying star? That's when the AI found the second part of the message. It's not just a warning, it's an evacuation notice. The mathematical concepts continue. World/danger/leave/survival/refuge. Atlas isn't just telling us, hey, bad stuff is happening. It's telling us, your world is in danger. You need to leave. This is about survival. We're offering refuge. Think about what that means for a second. Atlas traveled light years across space to reach Earth. Not to visit, not to study, to warn us about something dangerous enough that the message is, you need to leave your planet. And the word refuge suggests Atlas itself is that refuge, that massive structure we discovered inside it. Those chambers and spaces, maybe they're not just for whoever's piloting ATLAS. Maybe they're evacuation bays, designed to take on passengers, Earth passengers, US. The time frame is what has everyone most concerned. The AI identified repeating numerical patterns in the message that represent time measurements. Converting those to human timescales isn't exact because we don't know what units Atlas is using, but the AI made its best estimate. The warning says we have between 60 and 120 days, 2 to 4 months. That's the window mentioned in the message for whatever danger is approaching. One researcher described seeing this timeline. It felt like finding out you have a terminal diagnosis. Months, not years. Not enough time to really prepare. Just enough time to panic or make peace with it. But here's what's even more disturbing. The message includes astronomical data. The AI decoded coordinates, distances, vectors, information pointing to a specific region of space. And when astronomers pointed their telescopes at those coordinates, they found something, a star, about 950 light-years away. And it's dying, rapidly, showing signs of imminent collapse into a supernova, a catastrophic explosion that will release more energy in a few seconds than our sun will produce in its entire lifetime. But 950 light-years is far away. Why would a supernova that distant matter to Earth? That's where the physics gets terrifying. When certain types of stars go supernova, they don't explode evenly. Some produce what's called a gamma-ray burst, a focused beam of incredibly intense radiation shooting out from the star's poles, like cosmic laser beams. If Earth happens to be in the path of one of those beams, the radiation would hit us at the speed of light. No warning. One moment, everything is fine. The next moment, our atmosphere is being stripped away by radiation intense enough to sterilize half the planet. We've known this was theoretically possible. It's one of those extinction scenarios scientists worry about, but figure probably won't happen in human timescales. The odds of Earth being in the path of a gamma-ray burst are incredibly low, but according to Atlas's message, it's not theoretical anymore. That star, 950 light-years away, is going supernova, and Earth is in the beam path. And when it happens, which could be any time in the next 60 to 120 days, we'll have zero warning because the gamma rays travel at light speed. The first indication we'll have of the supernova will be our atmosphere starting to burn away. You might be wondering, if the star is 950 light-years away, how does Atlas know it's about to explode? The explosion might have already happened. The light from it wouldn't reach us for 950 years, but Atlas could be from that region of space. They could have seen it happen. They could have left before the radiation beam started its 950-year journey across space, traveling faster than light somehow, arriving here to warn the inhabitants before their world gets sterilized. Or maybe they have technology to detect stellar instability from light-years away. Ways of seeing what's about to happen to stars before it happens. Either way, their message is clear. That star is going supernova. The beam is pointed at Earth. You're in the path. You have months to prepare. And by prepare, they seem to mean evacuate the planet entirely. NASA's response to the AI discovery has been carefully managed silence. The AI findings were classified within hours. The research team was told not to discuss it publicly. The data was moved to secure servers. Standard procedure for information that might cause public panic. But you can't really classify information that multiple independent AIs found using publicly available transmission data. Other research groups have been running their own analyses. Some have found the same message. Some are publishing their findings. One university research team released a paper yesterday basically saying, "We confirmed the mathematical message structure. The warning content appears accurate. The stellar coordinates match a star showing pre-supernova indicators. We believe the message is credible and should be taken seriously." NASA hasn't confirmed or denied anything. Their only statement: various analyses of Object 3I/ATLAS transmissions are ongoing. NASA evaluates all data through rigorous scientific review before making public assessments. That's bureaucrat speak for, we're not telling you if it's true, but we're not saying it's false either. Meanwhile, astronomers are watching that star at the coordinates ATLAS provided, and it is showing concerning signs. Brightness fluctuations, spectral changes, the kind of instability that happens before a massive stellar explosion. Nobody wants to be the person who tells 8 billion people, "Pack your bags, we need to leave the planet in 2 months." But someone might need to be that person soon. Here's where it gets even more complicated. Let's say the warning is real. Let's say there actually is a gamma-ray burst headed our way in the next few months. What do we do about it? We can't stop it. You can't prevent a star from exploding. You can't block or deflect a beam of radiation traveling at light speed. We can't evacuate everyone. There's no fleet of spacecraft standing by to take 8 billion people somewhere else. Even if Atlas has enormous capacity, it can't hold everyone. And where would we go? How long would we need to be gone? Would Earth be permanently uninhabitable afterward, or could we come back? We can't even warn everyone without causing global panic and societal collapse. Imagine telling people, in 2 months, deadly radiation will kill everyone exposed to it, and we can't save you all. The chaos would kill more people than the actual radiation. So what does humanity do with this information? Some governments might be secretly preparing evacuations of essential personnel, key scientists, political leaders, genetic samples, cultural artifacts, ARC protocols for preserving human civilization, even if most individuals can't be saved. Some might be building underground facilities, hoping that enough rock and earth between people and the sky will shield them from the radiation. It probably won't. But when you're facing extinction, you try everything. Some might be doing nothing, deciding the warning is speculative enough that they can't justify the economic and social disruption of preparation. And some might be hoping Atlas offers a solution. Maybe that's why it came. Not just to warn, but to help. Maybe those chambers inside it really are evacuation bays. Maybe it can save some of us, even if not all. The AI that found the warning has continued analyzing the data, and it's found more pieces of the message. There are instructions, not complete instructions. The AI says some parts are too degraded or fragmented to decode clearly, but fragments suggesting Atlas is willing to help. References to selection and boarding and journey/survival. One chilling, decoded fragment. Not all, impossible, choice required, survival continuation. Translation: we can't save everyone. It's impossible. Choices will have to be made, but human survival can continue. That's the nightmare scenario ethicists have debated for decades. Lifeboat ethics. When you can't save everyone, how do you choose who lives? Age, genetic diversity, skills needed to rebuild civilization, lottery. If Atlas offers evacuation but has limited capacity, someone will have to decide who gets on that ship and who stays behind to face the radiation. That's a choice nobody wants to make, but somebody might have to. Right now, as you watch this, astronomers are monitoring that star, 950 light-years away. Every night, telescopes point at those coordinates, watching for the explosion. Because even though we won't get warning when it happens, the light from the explosion will arrive at the same time as the gamma rays. We might see pre-explosion signatures, final instabilities before it goes. If we're very lucky, we might get days of warning. Enough time to, what? Get underground? Say goodbye? Pray? If we're unlucky, we'll get no warning at all. Just a moment when the sky gets very bright, and then everything starts dying. The AI continues analyzing ATLAS transmissions, looking for more details, more instructions, more information about what's coming and what we can do. And Atlas keeps broadcasting, repeating its hidden message, hoping someone understands, hoping someone acts, hoping humanity realizes this isn't science fiction or conspiracy theory. This is a civilization that traveled light years to warn us. That put their message in mathematical language we'd eventually decode. That positioned themselves near Earth, not to study or invade, but to offer help with a catastrophe they saw coming before we did. An AI found a warning hidden in ATLAS transmissions, a message saying a star is going supernova, that the gamma ray burst will hit Earth, that we have 60 to 120 days. That evacuation is necessary for survival. That Atlas came to help but can't save everyone. That choices will have to be made. The AI decoded it from patterns human observers couldn't recognize. Multiple AIs confirmed it independently. The star at the coordinates shows pre-supernova signs, and NASA won't confirm or deny any of it, while astronomers watch that dying star every night, waiting for the explosion that will send deadly radiation racing toward Earth at light speed. This isn't speculation. It's a warning decoded from alien transmissions by technology smart enough to understand what humans missed. And if it's real, if that star explodes in the next few months, then Atlas didn't come to threaten us. It came to try to save whoever it can. Because someone out there saw what was coming and decided warning us was worth the journey across the stars. Do you think the AI decoded this correctly? Is the gamma-ray burst warning real, or are we misinterpreting mathematical patterns? If it's real and there's limited evacuation capacity, how should humanity decide who gets saved? Drop your thoughts below and subscribe, because as AIs continue analyzing Atlas transmissions and astronomers keep watching that star, we're going to learn more about whether this warning is real and what happens if we're really facing a countdown to Earth's sterilization. The message has been decoded. The star is unstable. The clock might be ticking, and we might have only months to figure out if we're being warned about something real or chasing phantom patterns in the darkness.